Hello guys, Chris here and welcome back to another video. In this one, my friends, I'm gonna be testing the RX 580 in PUBG Season 8 with a new revamped Sanhok map, of course. I'm running the latest drivers from AMD, Adrenalin 2020 20.7.2 at the time of recording this video, of course. And this one is the XFX GTS version of this card. It comes already overclocked out of the box, as you can see right here. At the left, we have RX 580 right there. This is the 8GB model of this card. If you do have the 4GB model, it will run pretty much the same up to like high or ultra settings in this game. And I'm running it with a Ryzen 7 3700X and 16 gigs of RAM. Of course, if you have something like a Ryzen 3 3300X or an i7 6700K or something like that, you should get pretty much the same FPS in this game. I'm gonna be playing here at 1080p 1920 by 1080 using the very low, medium, high, and ultra settings. I'm skipping the low settings because I don't think that you should play at these settings. It looks really bad on low settings, so if you want a bit better visual fidelity coming from very low, just play on medium. If you want, of course, competitive FPS and the highest FPS you can get, just play on very low. There's no point for the low settings, I think, in this one. Sanhok V2 or whatever they call it, let's go. Alright friends, we are now dropping from the plane, as you can probably tell. Obviously, the FPS dropped by a lot while you're dropping, so don't worry. It will smooth out once we get to the ground, and it will be above like 60 FPS, if not above 100 FPS all of the time down there. Everything is good right now. I don't think we dropped with anybody right here. Okay, there's a guy dropping right there, but we should be fine, I think, unless that guy just comes right after us. And I really wanted to avoid like hotspots like the boot camp and stuff like that. That's more of a CPU intensive area. It's not really a GPU intensive area. You actually end up getting more FPS in areas like that if you are not CPU bound. Of course, if you do have a slight CPU bottleneck or something like that, you are gonna experience less FPS in bootcamp. That's just normal. But yeah, as I'm testing the GPU, I don't really want to drop there because I will die like instantly there. Okay, I don't want that to happen right now. All right, we got a suppressor right here, friends. Pretty good stuff. Our FPS average and 1% lows are really nice right now, guys. Gotta tell you that. It's actually performing kind of the same as the GTX 1060 6GB. I think the 1060 should be slightly faster here in PUBG because this game is more well optimized towards NVIDIA cards. Alright, anyways, this isn't really the most intensive area. I was expecting this to be like a forest area, but there's not really much vegetation going on around us, so that's why we're getting really high FPS right now. These are kind of the same FPS that we got with the 1660 Ti, which is of course a much better card. But in that 1660 Ti video, we actually dropped in a hot spot or whatever with a couple of more squads, so we were CPU bound. That's why we got like 150 FPS with that card. Otherwise, we'd be getting like 200 on average. And as you can see, the RX 580 right here is actually running at 99 or 97% usage all of the time, so it's not getting CPU bottlenecked. And there's our first stutter, friends, by the way. It took a while, actually. This game usually stutters more than that. PUBG isn't really the most well optimized game out there. It's far from the worst. Like Fortnite actually runs worse right now in terms of stuttering, of course, than this game, and even like Call of Duty Modern Warfare runs worse than this. So PUBG has come a long way in terms of optimization, that's for sure. It's not a 144 FPS experience all of the time, but it's really smooth, guys, and you can definitely play this game absolutely fine with a GPU like the RX 580. I'm just gonna try to get this kill right here on this guy, or maybe I will just die, you know. Yeah, okay, this is, I think that's a bot, guys, right? I really thought I had shot at him. That's why I just stopped aiming down sides, but that was definitely a bot. Alright, so I'm gonna stop it right there. We got 134 FPS on average and 94 1% lows. We're actually dropping quite a little bit over here, as you can see, so this might be like a demanding area, 105 and stuff like that. Good stuff. Still very playable, obviously, but let's do medium settings right now. Alright, so everything's applied, I think, right now. now. Let's just wait a little bit for everything to load in, and I think we're good. So let's start counting our FPS. You can see that the VRAM utilization has gone up by like half a gigabyte or something around that. So if you still have the 4 gig model of this card, of course it's gonna run perfectly fine and absolutely the same as this one. And our FPS though took a very steep dive, I think, here, if that's the correct way to say it. I don't even know. We're getting a lot lower FPS than very low. The game is still completely playable, obviously, and I would say that you only need about like 40 plus FPS all of the time here in PUBG for it to be playable and an enjoyable experience. Of course, 60 plus is what you should aim for if you have the horsepower to run it like that. We're still getting really high FPS. It's still a perfectly smooth experience. I'm running a 165 Hz monitor, but I can still feel the smoothness of around like 80 FPS instead of 60. It feels way smoother at 80 than 60. I gotta tell you that, okay? So yeah, if you want to experience PUBG on medium settings with the RX 580, obviously you can, even in the revamped Sanhok map with all of this vegetation everywhere, which is quite demanding, but not as demanding as the previous Sanhok actually, which only had like grass and stuff like that, and it was more demanding than this one. So they've actually done a pretty decent job of optimizing this new map. So okay, what the heck is going on here? Are those... Oh, that's an airdrop. Okay then. I was not sure if those were like... Holy crap, how did I get that kill? That's a bot probably, but yeah, I was not sure if those were clouds or whatever. Like, I didn't even know there were clouds in this game. Perfect spot to heal up, right guys? Oh boy. Okay, we're fine though. We can keep on moving here. So yeah, medium settings, still pretty good experience. I think the 1066 gigabyte actually ran it pretty well at medium, at like around 100 FPS on average, if I'm not mistaken. However guys, I still do recommend the RX 580 over the 1060 because it's just way better in newer titles such as Red Dead Redemption 2, for example, or Call of Duty Warzone and stuff like that. So far so good guys. Medium settings seems to be completely playable. Obviously it doesn't really drop from 60 FPS. I'm just gonna throw a smoke and see our minimum FPS, by the way. I'm forgetting to do that. Oh boy, we got a ton of loot right here, friends. Inside of the smoke it drops from 60 FPS, but that's absolutely normal. Smokes are really intensive in this game, by the way. It will just keep getting lower as we stand inside of it, by the way. It's just, yeah, that's just how this game runs, okay, in smokes. So it starts off by getting like 60 FPS inside of a smoke, and then at the end of it, while it's disappearing and stuff, you actually get down into the 30s. So that's quite bad, obviously, but it's just how it is. If you don't want to drop into the 30s, maybe play at very low settings, or maybe just don't throw smokes whatsoever, or don't go inside of them, because if you don't go inside of them, it won't drop that much. So yeah, anyways friends, I think I'm gonna die right now, and I can't even see where the other guy is, to be honest. Okay, I have no idea. I'm good, but where the heck is the guy? Maybe he's wearing like a ghillie suit or something. Maybe that isn't a jeep and it's an airdrop. Probably. Okay. Anyways, let's just go away from here. I want to test high settings as well. Let's do high settings right now, guys. So on high settings, my friends, the GPU VRAM utilization is actually pretty high right now, guys. I'm not sure why I'm going there, like in that direction. I'm going out of the circle. But anyways, yeah, the VRAM utilization is above 4 GB. So if you do have the 4 gig model of the RX 580, it might start to stutter just a little bit, okay, just a little bit more, because it did stutter a few times here and there at medium settings. But yeah, as you run out of VRAM, the game just starts utilizing RAM as VRAM. So unfortunately on high and ultra settings, the 4 gig cards won't really cut it anymore, unless you are fine with the odd stutter here and there, of course. But yeah, interestingly, our average FPS aren't really that different from medium settings. We need to keep on moving, guys, because we gotta get inside of the circle. Oh my god, this guy is actually close to me. I have no idea where he is. Oh boy. Okay, there are guys from everywhere. Like from there and there, I think. Jesus, man. I'm screwed right now. Oh boy. Am I gonna get killed? Come on, mate. Just run faster, would you? Oh my god, seriously, man. There was a medkit there just looking at me. Oh, Jesus, man. Should I make a thumbnail with this thing, actually? Maybe that's not a bad idea, is it? It actually doesn't look half bad, does it, guys? This thumbnail. What if I just shoot this thing? Oh yeah, amazing explosion effects right there. Not really. Alright, so we got a grenade right now. Great, all of these houses and I only found a grenade and that other thing that I just threw off. But look at that VRAM utilization, by the way. It's much higher right now in this area. So this area seems to be slightly less demanding than the other area where we were. We're getting averages of 90 plus right here on high settings. So basically the game is still very, very playable on high, obviously. Where is he? I can't see. Okay, that's a bot. That's definitely a bot. I headshotted him. First try there. Oh my god. Took me a while. Okay, let's go with the M16 for long ranges right now. I heard like a few shots right there. That's Camp Bravo, not Beta. Why did I say? Let me see if I can spot anybody. Okay, there's a guy right there. Oh god, seriously, man, serious. Still there. He's still there. He knows where I am, by the way, so that's bad. Maybe he's dead. I'm just gonna go right now. You know, there's no point in taking that fight. And maybe that's about it for the high settings as well. We are above 90 FPS on average, of course, because we spent a lot of time looting in those houses and inside of them. But right now, out in the open, you can expect around like 80 to 90 FPS most of the time. Where are you? What the hell? Okay, I saw him. Alright, guys. Alright. Well, that's a bot. That's another bot. We are getting lucky here, guys. Lots of bots. Alright, we're fine. I'm gonna stop it right there for the high settings. If we kept on playing a little bit, we would drop those averages, of course, like in the previous match. But, okay, that's enough. Ultra settings right now. I think the 1060 actually could get 60 plus FPS all of the time at these settings. The 580, unfortunately, being not that well optimized for this game, it can't do it, and we gotta test ultra settings in another match. Thank you so much. That was really a ton of fun. While dropping, things are still looking kind of playable, which is impressive because this is really demanding, by the way. With the GT 1030, for example, we saw like 15 FPS or 14 FPS while dropping at the very low settings, so it's quite impressive to see that the 580 can do this. Of course, the 580 and the 1030 aren't really in the same league, obviously, but yeah, anyways, it's just interesting. It's just something I remembered from the 1030 video. But anyways, friends, you can see that we're awfully close to 60 FPS. I think in the 1060 we got like 70 something. Right now we're getting like 5 to 10 less FPS than the 1060, and it does indeed drop from 60 FPS. That said, though, I do think, and as I told you already, this game is playable with like 40 plus FPS, so I wouldn't really have a problem playing at ultra settings with 50 something or 60 FPS. As long as it doesn't drop from 40, I'm fine with it. I've spent 300 hours or something like that playing at 40 FPS in this game, and it was fine, and I could actually play it decently well. There's a guy in the distance there just running around. VRAM utilization, though, you can see that it's hovering around 6 gigabytes of VRAM, so the 4 gigabyte model of the RX 580 will definitely experience some stutters here while playing PUBG at ultra settings. But you know what, guys? The game does look quite similar on ultra and high settings, and you might as well just play on high, guys, if you want to play this game and enjoy good visuals or decent visuals, because the game doesn't really look anything special, to be honest. But yeah, if you want to play this game and get like a visual quality experience, play on high settings. Just avoid ultra settings altogether. I don't really recommend ultra settings in pretty much any game, I think. But that's just my opinion, of course. If you are fine with a couple of drops from 60 FPS and you really want to max out the game at at 1080p. Of course, you can always do it with the RX 580. It's gonna do a very good job at that. And that's gonna be it. So I guess thank you so much for watching this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and don't forget to like and subscribe if the video was helpful to you. And of course, if you want to watch more videos like this one, I got a ton of them already in the RX 580 playlist down below in the description. And I also make videos on a lot of different GPUs, of course, here in the channel, so you might want to check that out if you are interested in that. Again, guys, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Love you all. Bye bye.